I mean, think about it. In the past, what did you have to do? You had to call like Stanley Steamer to get have them come out just to clean up something with their professional commercial grade extractor. Well, guess what? You can basically get that same tool, the same cleaning power, almost in the palm of your hand. I mean, this is a very small, very compact, lightweight unit. Anybody can use it, but yet, ultimately, it's going to serve the same purpose, isn't it? And so, what are we talking about here? We're talking about stains on your furniture, maybe on your carpet, your stairs, even in your car, your car upholstery. I mean, look at this. That's the before, this is the after. Yeah, it's like professional level cleaning. And so, how does it work? I mean, it's pretty simple here. It's a vacuum that can suck up water. It's a vacuum that sucks up water, basically, is what it is. But in order to get the best results from this product, I got a couple of big tips for you. Number one, when you spray it, yeah, you kind of have to like let it soak in for a minute. Don't just, don't just spray and then go right at it. The reason is it's this Oxy solution that they include. Now, you've probably heard Oxy in a million other products. Why? There's a reason so many products use it, because it's such an effective, natural, cheap solution that actually does work very well. Just some quick background. Yes, I mean, oxidation is the process. So basically just these free oxygen molecules, when they come in contact with the stain, guess what? The stain, all the compounds and molecules and everything that's in the stain, they're more attracted to the free oxygen molecules. So it basically just breaks apart the stain. And so you don't really have to do much work. You don't have to do much scrubbing yourself. The product does it for you. Now, to kind of maximize this, what I would say is, yeah, you probably want to use warm water. Don't use hot water, because guess what? If you're using it on anything that's got any kind of color to it, you don't want to use hot water in case it runs, right? Now, of course, even if you use cold water, any of these products that we're using anything other than water, really, you should do a test like in a hidden area, right? So, always test it out first. But yes, in order to get kind of the best results, use warm water. Don't use hot, don't use cold. And then, for the scrubbing here, I would say this is, you look at this video, they're like really scrubbing this thing. What kind of bristles does this thing come with? I mean, this is a fairly cheap product. They're probably pretty harsh, right? So what I would say is get yourself a horsehair brush. This is like, I mean, the horsehair is naturally very fine, very soft. So it's not going to damage any material. And even with this horsehair brush, you don't want to be scrubbing very hard. I mean, as I mentioned, the oxidation process kind of does the work for you. But yeah, you might need to kind of get the oxy into the fabric a little bit more. So yeah, again, especially, if you just have like some expensive fine material that you're dealing with, or really, I don't know, any material really, you don't want to physically damage it, right? So yeah, just get a horsehair brush like this. Is super cheap. It's like $10 or something. So I would definitely recommend doing that instead of using the built-in scrubber. I mean, unless, I don't know, maybe you have a real durable fabric you're working with, but that's just kind of a big tip. So yeah, the big tip is, to recap here, spray it on and let it soak for a minute, but don't let it dry. You don't want to let it dry, okay? So let it soak for just like a minute. Then, get your horsehair brush out. You're not going to damage the material you're working with. Scrub gently. You don't have to put too much effort into it. And then what I would say is fill this thing up with warm water. Again, test it somewhere to make sure. But yeah, use like lukewarm water. If you do that, basically almost any stain, it's not going to have a chance. It's not going to have a chance. So then you could just, suck it up, suck it away. And then when you're done, this product actually has this really cool feature where basically it'll just run the clean water, the oxy, the soapy water, it'll just run it through the hose, so you don't just have kind of nasty, you don't have the nasty water kind of just sitting in the hose, you kind of want to clean that out. So Yeah, this they kind of thought about everything here. And they give you a couple of different attachments on here. You know, obviously the wide one is probably the one you're going to use most of the time, but you know, I don't know, maybe you somehow spilt something down into like the little crack or something. They do give you a little detail tool as well. And then depending on how much how much of a mess did you make, you can get, there is like a plus sized unit. So the XL, yeah, 96 ounce, it's actually more than double. So that's basically the amount, you know, the amount that you can fill it up. So it holds basically over twice as much cleaning solution. Now, what I would say is, you know, for most people, you kind of want, the real appeal with this unit is just how small, lightweight, and compact it is, right? And obviously water does weigh, you know, water itself gets quite heavy as well. So yeah, you know, if you actually talk about not just the weights of these two units empty, dry, but if you were to fill both of these units up, you know, then the XL is really going to be a lot heavier. So I would just say, yeah, I mean, unless you really plan on needing to use this, you know, for a lot of stains at once, at one time, yeah, just get the regular one. So yeah, this is just kind of an obvious solution to a problem basically everybody comes across. And now you don't have to, you know, you don't have to call up Stanley Steamer. You also don't have to deal with, have you ever tried those like nasty machines that you, like Walmart and stuff, they, or sometimes even other grocery stores, you could like rent these machines that other people were cleaning up. Who knows what they were cleaning up with it before you, right? So, you know, this is just so nice to have this something so small, lightweight, compact that you can put, I don't know, you can put it in probably in your cabinet. It's so small. And just take it out when you need it, you know, whenever you have a stain, you just take it out. And of course, the other appeal is too that, you know, the longer the stain sits on something, the harder it is to get out, right? So it's kind of like, this is a huge benefit in itself that you can just, you know, attack the stain right away. So yeah, I mean, all you got to do really is to keep buying that oxy solution for it, you know, and then otherwise it's pretty much, you're kind of set, you know, you're set for life, really. So yeah, it doesn't, there's really no reason not to buy this thing. I mean, unless, I don't know, unless you just, you know, you're fine with sitting on something like this, right? So yeah, hopefully you just kind of found this video helpful or interesting. If you did, you know, make sure you hit the like button. And yeah, thanks for watching.